So now that's about the blocking in part, and now let's go ahead with the detailings. For that I'll just take in some black and green, little amount of paint on the brush, and I'm using a worn out filbert brush. You can use a tree and texture brush or even the fan brush. Get taking more of that paint. I want it to be very dense. Yeah. So now let's move on to the grass, and for that I've just mixed up some black, white, green, yellow ochre, touch of blue in that, and it's just to create some sort of texture there. So now I just went into some green without cleaning the brush. Yeah, that works. Just adding some texture as of now. And make sure that these lines are horizontal. Just covering up those. Now I'll just take in some green, whatever was left out on my angular brush, and I'll just try to reflect this in the water to make it look realistic. Then I'll go ahead with my fan brush to blend them. Should go real quick because these are watercolors and they dry really quick. I'm not able to blend this. In such cases I've just dipped my brush in water, just the tip of that. Even that tip has not got full of water, just barely touching the surface, the tip of the brush on the surface of water, just the tip. Okay, now I've just taken in some green, just some indications of the stuff above that. Then we can pull them vertically like that after getting the basic reference. Okay, just like that, and try to blend them then and there itself, going very lightly. So now with some greenish black color, let's go over here and just drop in just in some areas where I find the dark above the water. Just like that. Make sure they're vertical and they're straight. Just like that, and I'll just try to blend them. That helps me to fit. Make sure that everything fits together. Okay, something like that. So now on my rigger brush I've just loaded in some white and blue, just the same color, and look at that, just like that. That helps a lot. And mainly over here too, just the way we brought the darks into the lighter part of the water, we'll get the light into the dark part of the water, just reversing the process. And I've not added water for this. Okay, then maybe just make it irregular and asymmetric. I'll drop in some over here too, and I'll go back with my filbert brush and drop in few dots of light on the water. Okay, something like that, and not pressing too hard on the paper either. Just like that. like that. And we shall continue that same thing over here too, just brightening up this, that just over there. Just go, make sure that these are very straight, something like that. So now I loaded my filbert brush with that same color, and I've cleaned my filbert brush. Oops, that's too much. And just over here and there, barely touching the surface, just indicating something's happening there. Just dab it or rub it. Okay, and some over here too, just indicating some sort of interest. Just a very little there, and maybe it'll be in the foreground. You could even make use of the tree and texture brush for this, not everywhere. And some over here too, just like that. And there at the horizon, just a bit to indicate some glow in the water. Now on my filbert brush I've loaded in some white, brown, green, touch of blue and some black, just a touch of these colors. And let's go right over here and just start dropping in some highlights of the grass or lawn. This is not tall, you load in more of that color. Okay, something like that over there. Now let's go ahead and drop in a rock over here, make it very regular, something over there. And on the opposite side I'll just add in more of black to it. That's it. Okay, something like that. So now I'll just load up my filbert brush, that same filbert brush after cleaning. Yeah, something like that. And I'll just drop in some texture of trees there, barely touching the surface, and some over here too. That's just like that. And maybe some over here too. We can try all sorts of stuff. And I just switch over to a different color, or a different shade rather. So now with that same color I've added in more of those green and yellow ochre. This time I've not added white. And choose individual shapes of the tree. Yeah, something like that. Don't want to cover up everything. Yeah, something over there. And some over here too. Just basically indicating some sort of stuff. Okay. Leave a lot of those negative spaces and gaps. And cover up the bottom. So now with a comparatively brighter color, let's come over here and drop in some more of that, but this time it will be less. Okay, something over there, and not trying to tap too hard. That just a bit. These things make a huge impact on the painting. That just over there like that. Don't want it to be everywhere, just indicating it over here and there. Let's go ahead and indicate that same color over here too, but I'll tap a bit harder, just a bit. Okay, something over there and something over here too. So I've loaded in some black. I'll just go ahead and dull them, because I want this tree to stand out. just over here and there on that tree too, just like that. And at the top of this tree I'll just indicate some more texture. Okay, something over there, just dropping it lightly there. Now with some more white on my brush for the same color. I've not cleaned it yet. Just go over here, let's drop in that textures, and maybe if you want you can indicate some over here, provided there is some separation between the foliage and trees, and some over here too, barely touching the surface. All those things will happen automatically. So now let's go ahead and indicate some texture on this rock. Look at that makes a huge difference. Okay, something like that. And some over here too, maybe it's a path over here. Okay, just like that over there, and then just gonna tap it at the bottom. Okay, something over there, and some over here too. Some of those shadowy leaves reside there, I think. Okay, and some over here too. And you can experiment with this all day long. Maybe some shadows falling on that. Just do it like that. Okay, and some over here too. Just having some sort of separation between the tree in front and the tree at the back. So just like that over there. Fairly darker. Turn the brush, change the angle of the brush and stuff. And we'll indicate some over here too on this. And let's go ahead and indicate some texture on this path. Just a bit. Being very gentle. So now on my number 2 fan brush, I'll just load up some white. And just go ahead and drop in the texture for this rock. Okay, that's it, and just give it a slight tap. And since this rock is in the foreground, I want more contrast, so I just drop in some dark. Yeah, that works. That simply works. And just give it a tap again. White, yellow ochre and green. Let's come over here and drop in some texture of grass. And as we're going to come here, it'll get darker, and we'll indicate some a buff which pushes the water back, and that will help to gain some depth in the painting. Okay, something like that over there. Don't want to cover up everything. Just gonna take in some green. This concludes the painting. I hope I've added some value to your knowledge, and thanks for watching.